The coffee today. It's so needed. I just realized I have my Mickey and Minnie 50th anniversary mug from Disney, and I have my Minnie sweater on today. I did not plan that. This was just a random coincidence. All right, readers. My name is Lori. Welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper, or welcome if this is your first time. And you're probably wondering, if you saw my other video, why am I coming back with another haul? It is because right after I filmed that, in fact, that day and the next day, I received books in the mail. Books that were not expected to arrive, which is why I did the haul video when I did. I felt like I was done. I didn't think that either one of these was coming until February. I was wrong. And I don't want to omit them because I'm very excited about both of them and I want you to hear about them. And one of them is an ARC that comes out in March. So I want to make sure that you're prepared for March. And this is one of my March anticipated reads, but let me tell you how I found out about this. I think I told you recently that I became a member of Tertulia, which is a co-op membership book store, and they are virtual, and I am able to, as a member, attend several events that they have if I choose to do that. And I chose to do that a few weeks ago. And it is a salon that they put on, I guess, probably every few months. I'm new to Tertulia, so I have no idea. And the salon is free. You don't have to pay to go. You do have to pay for a membership yearly, but I'm happy to do that. Most likely, I will renew this membership next year because I love them so far. Anyway, Tertulia brings forward a number of publisher reps that talk about ARCs in these salons. And so I was able to listen to these publishers talk about these ARCs, and there were, I think, 5 or 6 of them, and they were all fascinating. And then at the end, we had the opportunity to go onto the Google form that they sent to us and decide if we wanted to receive an ARC and which one we wanted, and ranked them in order. And the one I ranked first came to me 2 days ago. I was so thrilled and surprised because I first didn't know when they were sending these, and second, just really was not expecting this. The Dream Hotel by Layla Lalami. Layla Lalami is an author that's new to my purview. However, she's certainly not new in the writing world. She's a Pulitzer Prize finalist. She's won the American Book Award. She's won the Kirkus, no, she was a finalist for the Kirkus Prize with the other Americans, the Arab American Book Award. She was longlisted for the Booker Prize. Very successful. This is a dystopian sci-fi novel, and here's the plot. I think you're going to love this as much as I do, but maybe not. This is about a woman whose name is Sarah. And Sarah lands at LAX airport and is detained by a number of officials. And the reason Sarah is detained is because they have information that she was dreaming about killing her husband. And this information comes from the Risk Assessment Administration, which monitors their dreams. So they take Sarah to a hotel and detain her with a number of other women who have had inappropriate dreams. And they then stay there until they decide what to do with them. And in this case, I guess that's going to protect her husband, at least for a period of time, right? Fast forward to a new resident who comes into the Dream Hotel, and she's going to disrupt the whole thing somehow. I'm assuming she's going to try to free them. I don't know. I don't care. I just want to read this book so much. So when it came in, I was like, oh gosh, this comes out March 4th. And I had just posted this the other day on social media. So some of you may have seen this cover and commented on it. I know, because it's a crazy good cover too. I mean, you could just, I don't know if you can see, but that's the little person in the dark. Yes, please. I realized that this comes out March 4th. That means I need to read this fast, right? And I had already had my Mardi Gras readathon prompts all set up and the books I thought were going to align. However, I realized after I got this and freaked out a little bit about getting this read too, this would fulfill my Mardi Gras readathon prompt to read a book about a group of people or a crew. A group of women in a dream hotel works for me. So I'm going to read this. I'll be reviewing it. I can't wait. So this came from Pantheon, which is a division of Penguin Random House, and I absolutely am so grateful for them for sending it to me, and I can't wait to continue with Tertulia to learn more about these anticipated reads. I'm probably going to do a video just about the ones that they talked about, and of course not talking about this one necessarily anymore, but there were a lot of great books that were in that salon, so I just want you to know this is a great thing, and I'm delighted that I found it. And thanks to Sarah at Sarah's Nightstand for telling me about Tertulia in the first place. All right, the next one is, I'm so excited. I got this on Amazon and I got it there. I'm trying to support more indie booksellers lately and really diversify my places where I purchase books from to support others. And I could not find this book in English anywhere that I was searching. It was so weird, or they just didn't have it at all. But like even Barnes and Noble, I searched there. They had it, but they had it in Spanish. It was so weird that it was only available in Spanish where I was seeing it. So I guess because it was published in the UK, it's just not as widely available. I'm not sure why. Nevertheless, I went to Amazon and they had it, and so I ordered it. And it came from the Middle East, so it wasn't going to arrive for me. It was a seller from the Middle East. It wasn't going to arrive for me until the middle of February, it said. And lo and behold, it showed up on my doorstep yesterday from when I'm filming this. I was shocked. It was not expected. So this technically came in on January 29th, which meant it was a January haul. And I decided I needed to share it with you right away. If you haven't heard of it, you're welcome. And if it's too much for you, I'm sorry. And there might be warnings. I don't know. I don't have a lot of information about this book, except it sounds like a cute little book. I mean, it really, really does. This is The List of Suspicious Things by Jenny Godfrey. This came out in the UK not long ago in 2024. I heard about it on a podcast, I'm pretty sure. And it was just the way it was described was just for me. And you'll know why in a minute. So this is about a young girl who lives in a neighborhood in Yorkshire, and this is set in 1979. So Margaret Thatcher is still the prime minister. It's a different era, and these two girls, Miv and Sharon, are neighbors and best friends. They do everything together. You probably have had a friend like that in your life. I know I certainly have. So a serial killer is murdering people in Yorkshire, and Miv's dad is really worried about this, and he wants to move from Yorkshire and go into the south of England so that they can escape from this particular serial killer. So obviously he wants to protect his family. Miv is freaked out because that means she's not going to be able to live in her neighborhood with her best friend Sharon. She and Sharon decide to gather information and make a list of suspicious things so that they can solve this crime and catch the serial killer. I know. So this is billed as a coming of age story. I think they're fairly young, but probably middle grade aged. But I don't think that this is a middle grade novel because obviously this content is pretty adult natured. There's lots of people who love this book. Sophie Hannah said it's engrossing, it utterly is heartbreaking, made her cry, but redemptive and hopeful at the same time. Zoe Ball says it's a beautiful story about friendship, community, and family and secrets and what's going on underneath. I don't know much more about this except that synopsis was really all I needed to know to decide to purchase it. So here's why I had to have this. When I was young, and lived in the Chicago area, there was a serial killer named Richard Speck. I was 5, and he was in the Chicago area killing nurses, and they were trying to find him and stop him. And I heard about this on the news, as 5-year-olds will typically do, and I was freaked out. And I also felt a desire and a need to protect my neighborhood, as Miv and Sharon do. So I started going door to door in my neighborhood to warn my neighbors that a serial killer was killing nurses and that his name was Richard Speck and that they should be careful. You can imagine that as a result, my neighbors reached out to my parents and said, you need to get her under control. I was probably the hardest child. There's no probably to it. I was the hardest child of the 3, no question. And I was youngest. So there you go. Yeah, so I felt it my civic duty to alert the neighborhood and to make sure that my neighbors were safe. You might be asking, were any of your neighbors nurses? Not that I can remember, no. I just felt like this was possibly going to be something that we all had to stand up and take action about. My parents stopped me from going door to door, and I will never forget those moments. I mean, I literally remember going up to people's doors and knocking and telling them, and their kind of, interesting response to it. But that is my reasoning for picking up the list of suspicious things. And then again, I have the Dream Hotel. So these are my last two books for the month of January. I promise there's only one more day left in January, and I'm not going anywhere because I let my license expire and didn't realize it. So I can't even drive till I get it renewed next week. So this is it, kids. This is the last of my haul, and I hope you'll take a look at both of these. And if you have read this, let me know, because I really want to talk to people when I finish it about this book. I just feel like this was made for me. All right. Thanks for watching today. Thanks for your comments, your support, all of the things that you share with me. I love it. I have fixed the Discord link for those of you who are participating in the Mardi Gras Readathon, or those of you who want to be on Discord with me. I have fixed it, so go check that out if you want. It's in the description box below. And as always, happy reading. Bye.